just going to say a quick word about each one of these people. I'll start with Michaela, who's not here. Michaela, like, glad she's not here. Because I'd probably embarrass her a little bit. Michaela is sometimes like so steeped in sarcasm that I don't know when she's pulling my leg. But I think that like one of the reasons that she was so powerful and so good this year was that she was sincere, and I just admired that so much. She was a wonderful presence in many people's skits, and very, very fine job this year, so thank you. Michaela! All right. Alina Dugard! Yeah! All right. Alina would literally run to practice every time this year, and then switch into her poetry mode. One of just the most incredible, electric poets we've had in the show. Just absolutely owned the stage for 2 years. Thank you very much, Alina. All right, Annabelle. I'm so glad that she did the show for 2 years because it allowed me to meet her last year and get to know her and see her grow. The Annabelle who was on stage this weekend, the Annabelle who was saying that I like myself, I like who I am, I'm thankful to all the people in my life who have helped me become who I am, could not have given that speech last year. And I'm so glad that she did it again this year because it was a wonderful speech, and one that Ms. Van Milligan and I both enjoyed tremendously, and we both want you to try stand-up comedy next year, so please. All right, Calvin. So Calvin's speech this year is inspiring not just because of its content, but also because of its presentation. And I think that most people in this room who think of themselves as writers first and performers second know what it is to be afraid to speak and be afraid to say what they are thinking or what they're feeling. They just tuck away their notes and don't share them with the world. And so those words just end up in a drawer. But for 2 years, Callan has had the courage to get up here and share her words, and they're so powerful and meaningful. And so when she rips away the tape in her performance, I felt that was a very literal representation of the things that you've done these last 2 years. All right, Angela Fu has left the building. There are most of us saying that that's liberty. That's kind of a cheap shot. Let me just give you a little real talk right now about Angela. I had her in class last year, and her first in-class essay was a comic strip. There was a paragraph, and then the rest was just drawings and plans. And I didn't know what to do. Because every day it was sort of like that. I just didn't know what she was going to say or what she was going to do. Yeah, she straight up that was awesome. But about the time I got to October, I figured out Angela's deal, and I figured out what she was about, and I figured out that yeah, she's a deeply funny person, but the humor is her way of being around everybody else. She couldn't be around everybody else if she didn't have that. It's sort of her shield, her security blanket. I mean, it's the best security blanket ever, but it's what it is. And I'm so proud of her because I feel not just in this show, but talking to her English teacher this year, I feel she is herself now, and not just herself in quotation marks, but herself. So yeah, I told her to do 20 minutes. She did 27. I guess that's better than the 33 she did in dress rehearsal. At the end of the day, she should do 27, and she could easily do 3:45 or an hour, and like I'm very proud of her. So congratulations, Anna. All right, hey, Camilla. About the show. Anna has brought what I like to term like a lot of cerebral and thinking pieces to the monologue show. Her piece last year was like deeply symbolic and like sort of like introspective, and this year was just straight up like dope science. I love that stuff. Like it's some of my favorite stuff. Those of you who like had to listen to me go nuts in science, class on science, I know that like how deeply I feel for those metaphors, and I'm so grateful for her for bringing them to the show. So please, thank you, Anna. All right, Kim Collins. All right, Kim is one of the funnier people that we had on stage the last 2 years. She's done comedic pieces and like been totally daring about like what she wants to do. She has not been afraid to take chances, whether it be with PowerPoint slides or with live animals. What I like about Kim's sense of humor is that it's not. I mean, like I'm not against mean-spirited humor, but I'm also like for humor that like invites everybody in, and that's the kind of like funny presence she is. It's humor that like brings everybody in together. And so I've just been tickled working with her and watching her do her thing the last 2 years. Thank you, Kim Collins. All right, Sonia. Getting on stage over and over again, to like share her words and like be brave, and like it's not easy. But here's the thing, like what you didn't see was this week when like in class. Oh yeah, yes. Her reaction. For about 20 minutes, like engaged in a very passionate, intelligent, like, I want to say restrained, but like, she might have not felt restrained, but like, you were restraining yourself. Debate about like, some things that she feels like very powerful about.
With Paris, guys!
I don't want to like, dredge anything up. Here's what I want to say. Like afterwards she, I asked her how she was after she was okay, and like, essentially I'm paraphrasing what she said here, but she said like, I just am so frustrated because I feel like I can't say what I want to say. I feel like I can't like say what my beliefs need me to say. I'm paraphrasing, but that like is essentially like what she was telling me. And like, I listened to her, but like in my head I was like, are you kidding me? You are the most articulate, like, composed, and you don't feel like you can say what you need to say, then what hope do the rest of us have? For having the right words, for always having the right words, thank you very much for 2 years.